Hello and welcome to another episode of Stock Shots. Please remember, I am not a financial advisor. I'm just giving my opinion based on some things I see, like support and resistance, supply, demand, and of course, some indicators that may be on the screen. So always do your own due diligence. Make sure you educate yourself and always look to the left because we're looking at things that have already happened. Think about what things may do in the future. So this is another episode of Stock Shots. Welcome. Here we go, another episode of Stock Shots with the TSP Funds. First, we're starting out with our all-time favorite. Is our big one. This is SPX. This is the C fund. With the C fund, this is going to be, look, it looks like a free-for-all. It's going to keep going up. It didn't have any pullbacks. It looks like the volume is still pretty strong. If we're looking at it, it's still with this trend line as well. So we're going with a trend line. We're going up. And the thing about this one is, since there's no history of it going this high before, there's probably not much to stop it. We're going straight up, 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 and let's look for some round numbers. So we're currently at 48.90. If we go to the next biggest round number, look, the next one's going to be 5,000. So at least I'm looking for 5,000. After 5,000, I really want 520. I'm just going to put it that way. Now, with that being said, there's going to be one of the funds that gives us history that we can use and may help us gauge some of the other funds. We'll talk about that one last. So next, let's go to the aggregate bond fund. Aggregate bond fund, here's the next one. Now, this one is still chopping around the same little area, but if it's going to go up, if it pops from this area, $100 is the next area. We already have it marked down here for $96.49. If it comes down. Now we have this nice little level right here. This level here is the next level it has to break to get to that $96. So if it breaks that 97.54, look for 96.49 for that next area of going to be support. That's right up under there. So after that, will it go down further? Well, it all depends on the Fed. If the Fed continues or goes through with its planned rate cuts this year, you may see the bonds start going down. But let's just wait and see because we still got more to talk about. Next one we're going to talk about is the EFA, and that's going to be the International Fund. So this one is always fun to look at because it makes a lot of money pretty fast. It's pretty good to look at. And we have history for it. So here's our history. No, we don't need to look first. We're doing it now. Our next area that it needs to break, we've been talking about it for a while because it's been chopping around in this area, is getting its order. So once we break this $76 on International Fund, it's most likely going to head straight up here to 82. So this is the one area that is giving us some big resistance. If we break here, it is nothing but blue skies up to the moon. And why are we saying that? Well, if we look to the left, look right over here. This would be the fourth touch to this area. So that's 1, 2, 3. And the last time it was up here was in 2021, in June, then September, then November. Now it's been pretty much not even 3 years, but almost 3 years if we go to June. It's time for this to most likely be broken for the International Fund. It had a very big downtrend. It's come up, it's retested, it's come up again. Now it's just chopping around, it's building up orders so it can get enough orders to get that nice little push up. So the International Fund is looking very nice as long as everything goes right. And we saw this candle here. It was nice and bullish candle. We had follow through. All we got to do is break that 76.32 level, and then we're looking for 82.17. All right. So we talked about a lot of the funds, but we didn't talk about this one. And it's the Dow Jones. All right, here we go. The S Fund. The S Fund has a lot of history. So it can help us make a decision. So first and foremost, if you look at the International Fund, you notice that you have the same setup almost. This bullish candle, which is green here, was red in the EFA or the International Fund. Here in the S Fund, this one is giving us really good target prices. So we are currently above the support here at 1853. The next area is 2017. Okay. Once we break this 2017 and the 2086, we're going right up to 22. But it just has to play through with this whole election year thing. I'm really excited because I'm just going to be saying it. TSP is going to be great this year. So one thing we could do now, because we had this slight pullback, we're going to do a channel. I'm going to do one of these. There. So now we have a channel that we can use. So I did my support and resistance already. I've done my trend line, which now I'm just adding a channel to the trend line. I can see it going here to the 2086 area, because that would then be the top of the channel, or right here. But it would have to go here, and that'd be the middle of the channel if we're going forward and to the right. So I definitely am looking for a nice bullish move in the Dow Jones or the S Fund. And that's it for this week for Stock Shots. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next week for some more on these funds. Good luck.